This is Scott Spears, and I'd like to welcome you to yet another edition of Scott Spears Now. Tonight, a very interesting episode. The guest, Matt Morgan, who is the co-host of the Big Friday Night program here on WGH Talk, heard every Friday night, 8:15 to 10 p.m. live through the TuneIn app, which is absolutely free. Download the TuneIn app on any mobile device, smart television, laptop, anything you have, tablet, and search WGH Talk, and you can listen live, or go to the website, wwgh1071.com, and go to the archives page, and you can hear any show that we've ever done, as well as listen to the program live. Now, this week, Matt and I are going to discuss a few things, as well as talk about the other program that we have going on, the Exchange Club. Exchange is what we call it here on television. And I want to talk a little bit about last week's episode, Matt. It was, Carrington was out, she was on vacation, so we brought mayoral candidate Glenn Coble in to do an episode with me, and then he sat in on the Exchange. What did you make of Glenn Coble? There was a lot of talk of that on radio last week. Why not carry it over into television here?
I think he said a lot of things in the interview that that were interesting. Certainly we're going to get a reaction, I guess. So it's good.
Who do you think he went toward in that interview?
The mayor.
The mayor. Now, a lot of people feel that way. Now, he's not running against the mayor. He's running against Bill Collins, and the mayor is of the same party of him. So why do you think at this late date he would choose to go after the mayor, as it were?
I'm not sure. Maybe he's just frustrated that he hasn't had any help from his party.
Well, I think there probably is some frustration there, but is this the best time to do what he did last week on the program? I'm glad he did it. It was entertaining. It's done well in the ratings, but it was certainly an interesting moment.
I don't know that it was the best moment, but I don't know that any moment is the best moment to go out and start bashing people.
Well, especially the current mayor of your own party. Probably not a good idea.
Yeah.
But, Glenn, do what you... I mean, it's coming down, and this campaign's going to be fascinating. And by the way, we're going to have live coverage right here on WGH Talk, starting at 7:15 on election night. And it's going to be great. Matt's going to be down at the Board of Elections. Linda Sims is going to be at Democratic headquarters. Pastor Craig is going to be at Republican headquarters. Sean Kraft, Terry Tackett, Carrington Nelson, Glenn Coble are going to be in studio. It's the first time a sitting mayoral candidate has ever been on live radio while the results are coming in. It's going to be historic. Plus, we're going to find out if there's legalization of marijuana that night, if abortion becomes legal. It's going to be a fascinating night.
I agree. Full of political intrigue.
And what is the vote count going to be like? Because I think people are anticipating an off-year election, which is like 5,000 or 6,000 people. I think we're going to have closer to 20,000 people, is my prediction, which could really slow things up.
I say probably 15.
Well, 12 came out just for abortion.
I mean, well, I think a lot of those people are probably going to be the same people who show up for this election. So I don't know how many new people we're going to register.
You don't think the legalization of marijuana will bring out a different crowd?
I mean, it could, but how many of those people in the other election also would vote for the legalization of marijuana?
For abortion?
Yes.
I think there's probably an overlap, but I don't think there's a big overlap. I think legalization of abortion will bring out a lot of women. I think the legalization of marijuana brings out young people.
Young people?
Well, I don't think it's the older folks that are going to be voting for that, to be honest with you. Do you?
I mean, there's a few young people who I wouldn't doubt would vote for it. Or sorry, a few old people.
Right, but don't you think the majority of people turning out for that are going to be young people?
I mean, I would think so, but also I don't know how many people are actually going to show up.
Does this help or hurt Glenn Coble?
I mean, I think it helps Glenn. These are largely Democratic issues, so it'll bring out more Democratic support.
I want to talk a little bit about what's going on right now. We're taping this on October the 4th, 2023, and something historic happened last night. For the first time in the history of the United States of America, we say that a lot lately, another first. First time in the history of the United States of America, the Speaker of the House was thrown out during his term by his own party. Kevin McCarthy made a deal with the Democrats on Saturday to keep the government open. And it wasn't just the Democrats, by the way. A lot of Republicans voted for that bill, too. But it kept the government open through November 17th. And because of that, within 48 hours, the 6 Republicans were voting for him to be removed. And because no Democrats would jump over to save him, Kevin McCarthy was removed as Speaker of the House. First time in history it's ever happened.
That's not very good. I think that, I mean, obviously I don't think the government shutting down is a good thing. So, I mean, I think he did a good job with making the deals to not get it shut down. But at the same time, I think all the people who voted him out, I think that's a little excessive. I think politics is largely compromise, and it seems, kicked him out because he made a deal with a Democrat.
Interestingly enough, though, he only got kicked out by 6 votes. 210 Republicans voted for him to stay. It was the 6 who said he's got to go.
So there were only 6 people who voted him to go?
No, all the Democrats voted for him to go because they didn't want him there. But the majority of Republicans, 210 Republicans, voted for him to stay. It was the 6 who were unhappy that he made this deal that voted with the Democrats that cost him his job.
I think those 6 people kind of blew it out of proportion, it seems. I don't know. I don't understand why getting him removed is going to help your, even if it is just party line kind of thing. I don't know how getting him removed is going to help your party at all.
Well, he made a big mistake, though. He made this deal on Saturday to keep the government open, and then he went on all the Sunday morning talk shows and smashed the Democrats and said it was all their fault. Well, then he went to them on Tuesday and said, please vote with me to let me keep this job. And all he needed was 6 of them to vote with him to offset the 6 Republicans who were voting against him. And they said, you destroyed us on television Sunday morning. We're not voting for you. So he made some serious mistakes along the way.
I feel like the biggest issue in politics right now is that the Republicans say that the Democrats are evil, and then you have the exact same thing going on the opposite side, where you have the Democrats saying that the Republicans are evil. So then I think that's how you get a lot of the, I think that's how you get a lot of the, people voting straight down party lines.
You know, it's interesting. I found out a fact today that I was not aware of. You do not have to be a member of the House of Representatives to be Speaker of the House. All you have to do is have a majority of the people vote for you. You could be Speaker of the House.
I just gotta get the majority of people
go run, and if you can get the majority of the 400 some odd seats there, you can be Speaker of the House.
Sounds like a lot of work, a lot of fundraising.
I believe that Marjorie Taylor Greene has already nominated Donald Trump. We'll see where that goes. But I don't know what's going on. I mean,
I have no clue. It's looking a little crazy right now.
Well, first time it's ever happened. Once again, another first. But I'll tell you what's a first. About, what was it, a month and a half ago, you went to Wisconsin.
Yeah.
Now, you went to see a Green Bay Packers game.
That is correct.
Tell us why you went and what the experience was like.
So I wanted to go to a Packers game. I called it for for my birthday, but it wasn't anywhere. I mean, I guess it was a few months near my birthday, but it wasn't my birthday. But so I went there to watch the Packers play because they're my favorite team. They played the Patriots, who are my brother's favorite team. So I went with my brother to watch them play, and it was good. It was fun.
Now there was something that happened at the end of this game, right?
Yeah, there was a corner for the Patriots named Isaiah Bolden. He got hit in the head by one of his own players while going for a routine tackle, so he was knocked unconscious on the field for 5 minutes, and then I mean I guess I don't know that he was unconscious the whole time. But he was on the field for 5 minutes, or like roughly, and then they got the ambulance and then stopped the game.
Now, is that normal to stop a game because of somebody being hurt?
I don't think so. I mean, it was a preseason game, so like it didn't matter for like the regular season stats or anything. Preseason just kind of gives rookies a chance to play and to warm up the veteran players. So it wasn't too big of a deal. And the only time, to my knowledge, that has happened in a regular season game was when Damar Hamlin, a similar thing happened to Damar Hamlin. He routine tackle just stood up and then all of a sudden collapsed because his heart just stopped.
Now, see, should you be playing pro sports if your heart just stops?
Damar Hamlin still plays. I don't think he should. Tua Tagovailoa, he's quarterback for the Dolphins. He last year there were 2 times I do believe when one time he got sacked and then his hands like seized up when he hit the ground, so he was pulled out, and he's had like 2 or 3 concussions already. So the doctors told him that he shouldn't play football anymore, but he said, "What do doctors know? I'm gonna play football."
Isn't there a league doctor who can keep these people out? Isn't there like a state medical authority?
I mean, I don't think so. No, I don't think that like the doctor can specifically tell them that they can't play. I think the team would have to make a decision to either like cut that person. But like Tua's a good quarterback, so like I don't see. It's just the Dolphin. I mean, this year he went to like judo classes and things like that, and he bulked up more, so he got more muscle now. He's bigger, and supposedly he thinks that's gonna help him. But
how does that help your heart?
No, different player. Damar.
I must have zoned out there. Who's the one who has the heart condition?
Damar Hamlin.
Okay, so what happened to him? Why hasn't he been taken out by medical authorities?
Because I don't think there is. I mean, so long as he wants to play, I don't think there's anything that's keeping him from playing other than like somebody like he plays for the Bills. If the Bills cut him and nobody picks him up, then he's just done. But
isn't there like a medical commissioner? There used to be like a state medical commissioner.
You're talking like the Surgeon General kind of thing?
Well, yeah, they oversaw the state, and they made sure that people did not play sports who were not, like boxers used to be taken out if they couldn't pass certain medical things. Did we just discontinue all that?
I guess. I mean, I don't know. Like,
who needs that?
Like I said, the doctors told Tua that he shouldn't play, but he still plays. Damar Hamlin, his heart stopped. It was suggested that he didn't play. He still plays.
Who suggested it? Medical people?
Yeah.
And he thinks he's a doctor.
I think he's more so like, what? I make more than these doctors do. Football.
Yeah, but if he's dead, he's not going to enjoy that money.
Yeah, but I think the issue for people in the NFL and things like that are when they get hurt and the doctors tell them that they should stop playing football. Imagine you spent your entire life studying, grinding, practicing one thing, and then all of a sudden you get hurt and the doctor's like, "Hey man, you know that thing that you've been spending your entire life working on? You gotta stop that." I don't think they like that all that much.
Yeah, but this is your entire life, and if you don't stop it, this is going to be your entire life.
Like, I think it was Michael Jordan or Kobe, one of the two, was asked about life after basketball and how it was going, and he said that he's miserable.
Because isn't Kobe dead?
Yes.
Didn't he die in a plane crash?
Yeah. But, like, what does that have to do with basketball?
Well, I think we were all sad when he died, so if he's the one who said it, you know, I mean, is that good then that he was killed?
I mean, no.
No, it's right. So, I mean, we don't want the life to be shortened up.
But that had nothing to do with basketball. He died in a helicopter accident.
Right, but if he's that unhappy after basketball, should we see that as a blessing in disguise?
It's more so that, like, he just...
Didn't he have a hobby?
Basketball was his hobby.
Wasn't he the one who had... I mean, I hate to speak ill of the dead here, but it's been a few years. Isn't he the one who had affairs and had to buy his wife, like, diamond rings and things?
Kobe?
Yeah.
Not a clue.
I'm pretty sure he had an affair. So he had some hobbies.
I think that was Kyrie.
No, I think Kobe did.
I think it was
I'm
Kyrie.
almost sure that Kobe Bryant, when he was playing, got in a big affair, and I think, you know... Ooh.
I don't know that it was an affair, but I think I remember hearing that story that somebody dropped like $10 million on like jewelry and things like that for their wife, and I was like, and I was like, yeah, that's, yep.
I believe that's Kobe Bryant. But back to this Wisconsin. You brought back for yourself and for me one of these, the Wisconsin Cheeseheads. Now tell people who are not familiar with this what this is all about.
So the Green Bay Packers, their fan base are called the Cheeseheads, and so they made styrofoam cheese hats, and you just wear them. I assume that they came about because Green Bay has one of the biggest dairy companies in the United States. Its headquarters is located in Green Bay, and so I think that's how they got the name, the Cheeseheads, because the dairy industry is so big in Wisconsin.
I've been confused by it, because what does this have to do with Packers? But this is probably the most famous piece of memorabilia in NFL history. I mean, what other piece of memorabilia is there that rivals the Cheesehead?
I can't think of the exact name, but the Steelers have that towel that they wave around.
Well, see, people don't even care about that.
I mean...
It's not the Cheesehead.
There are more people who have those towels than Cheeseheads.
I don't know if that's true.
I mean,
I think they pass those towels out for free.
No, at the very least, they at the very least, I think there are more people who bring their towels to games because, though, I was going to wear mine during the game, but it just
it doesn't fit properly. That's what the inside looks like.
Yeah, it just wants to slide off your head, so it wasn't really worth wearing to the game because I wouldn't be able to move at all.
But from Milwaukee, Wisconsin, it is the original Cheesehead, Foamation Incorporated.
There are a lot of companies that make Cheeseheads, but the Packers go through Foamation, so if it's not from Foamation, it's counterfeit Cheesehead.
Well, nothing worse than a counterfeit Cheesehead. Are they selling those counterfeit Cheeseheads on the street?
I don't know that they sell counterfeit ones on the street, but when me and Caleb were walking around before the game started, there were 2 or 3 I guess you can call them vendors that were selling Cheeseheads.
Counterfeit.
Probably.
That's terrible. Let's talk Buckeyes here. Oh yeah. Well, thanks for the Cheesehead though, by the way. I appreciate that. Now Buckeyes. Now tell the story on these Buckeyes.
So my mom is currently making Buckeyes, and she is making them for a donation for. I have a cousin who currently has cancer. This is
second bout.
Yeah, second bout. He has lost his vision. But he's doing okay now. Well, as okay as can be expected.
And this money goes to raise money for him, correct?
Yes.
Now, how much are the Buckeyes?
$5 a dozen.
$5 a dozen, which is cheap.
They are cheap.
Now, you've heard a lot of feedback on these. What's the feedback?
Everybody who's had them says that they're the best Buckeyes that they've ever had. I convinced somebody to not buy. I think they're called Martha's Buckeyes.
Martha's.
Yeah, and I was like, don't buy those ones. Buy my mom's. They're just better. So,
and it goes to a good cause.
And it does. It goes to a good cause.
Now, do we know how much money's been raised so far?
I do not know.
A pretty good amount.
I would say so. Yeah, though.
Now, how would people get these Buckeyes?
I suppose you could always contact my mom.
So, how would you do that?
You could probably get a hold of her on Facebook. You could probably send her a message. Her name is Rebecca Morgan.
Rebecca Morgan, Marion, Ohio, on Facebook.
Yeah.
$5. You get the beautiful. There's also white chocolate.
Yeah.
Buckeyes.
Also has white chocolate Buckeyes. I don't like white chocolate, so I don't like. I guess I've never had a white chocolate Buckeye, but I just don't like white chocolate.
I think it's very good.
White chocolate?
I like the white chocolate because I'm not a big fan of chocolate in general. So I really, Buckeyes, because I'm not a big fan of peanut butter and I'm not a big fan of chocolate. But I like these.
I agree. I think peanut butter is just overwhelming, the majority of the time when you use it on things. But I think in the Buckeyes, they're good.
Somebody told me it's because of the powdered sugar. that powdered sugar is the main ingredient in Buckeyes. So that's why you really don't taste the peanut butter or the chocolate being overwhelming.
I think so. It lightens up the peanut butter.
Yeah. So really, there's only 3 ingredients in Buckeyes. It's powdered sugar, peanut butter, and chocolate.
Yeah.
So what is it you think your mom does with those 3 ingredients that make them the best ever?
I don't know. I genuinely have no clue.
Well, something has to be going on.
I think she warms up the peanut butter, but I don't know that that actually does anything other than makes it easier for her to whisk in the powdered sugar.
Now, is there just all kinds of action going on at your house since this Buckeye thing?
I mean, I don't live with my parents anymore, but I assume so, because, like, every time somebody, like, she'll have the Buckeyes done in, like, a day or 2.
So how did this all come to be, her and Buckeyes? Why Buckeyes?
Because she's always made Buckeyes. They're super easy to make. All you have to do is, like you said, peanut butter and powdered sugar and then melt chocolate. But, they're just super easy to make, and everybody says that hers are the best. So she just decided to sell Buckeyes to raise money.
Well, and I think it's so important because so much goes into an illness for a child of this age, under 18 years old, and to go through, I think, brain cancer first time around, and now this kid has lost his sight. I mean, it's horrible.
Yeah, it's awful.
But hopefully money can be raised and things can be done. You know, all kinds of things can be done nowadays.
Yeah.
That can help people through problems like these.
I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but I do believe he is doing okay.
That's good. Well, that's how you get through things like this. What kind of attitude do you think you have to get through a catastrophic problem like this?
I'm honestly not sure.
Because you said at one point everything turns out okay in the end. And we hope so, but I don't think it normally does. You know, I passed by the cemetery on the way here, and for those people, I don't know that it turned out okay in the end.
Scott, one time we had a conversation while we were at work, okay? And we were talking about death for whatever reason. And you were like, it sounds kind of peaceful, don't you think? You ain't got to worry about anything anymore. You don't got to go to work. You don't have to pay bills. So I think it sounds like it turns out pretty okay.
Oh, I think death itself is okay. I mean, we're all going to get to death one day or another. I'm just saying, one time or another. I'm just saying what I think is not peaceful is that how you get there. You know, like I always say, they went peacefully in their sleep. Well, I don't think that's what happens. I think they wake up and they go, wow, I'm having a chest pain in the middle of the night. And then all of a sudden, they're shooting pains all across their chest, and they can't breathe, and they run out of oxygen, and they collapse. And they say, oh, they went peacefully in their sleep. Well, I don't know that that's all that peaceful. I'd rather go in a hospital highly sedated.
I don't know. I don't think I'd want to go in a hospital sedated, because I don't know if I'd want to spend my last, like, I don't know, I don't know how long you were, like, in a hospital before you pass away, but we'll say a few weeks. I don't know if I want to spend my last few weeks on Earth loopy, out of it.
But do you want to spend those last moments getting up out of bed just thinking, man, I had too many tacos tonight. I'm feeling a little congested here.
I mean, no. But, like, you win some, you lose some.
I think that would be one you'd lose. But that's why I say not everything turns out okay in the end. I don't think death is bad, and I don't think we should fear death. But I don't know that, you know, it always turns out okay. Like if you're in a car accident. I don't think that's turning out okay. That's, you know, before your time.
I mean, if you got into a car accident and passed away, it's like, the more so everything is going to be okay. Like, just because it didn't end up okay, I mean, on a I guess, global scale, everything always turns out okay. No matter what happens, it always ends up. World War II. We were on the brink of a nuclear war during the Cuban Missile Crisis.
Could have turned out bad, though. Could have turned out bad.
But it didn't.
But it could.
Even if it did turn out bad, it would have gone back to normal.
How do you think global warming is going to end?
I don't know.
You know. You just about said it. You know how global warming is going to turn out if we don't do something.
I mean, I know that the ocean levels are rising. And that Antarctica, previously thought to be uninhabitable, has plants and flowers growing on it now.
Yeah, I like that you have an optimistic attitude that everything's going to end okay in the end. But a lot of times it doesn't.
Look,
It's okay. I mean, you know...
Even if people as a whole got wiped off of the Earth will end up okay in the end. Everything we built will crumble.
But what about the people?
Dust and
what about
dirt.
the people, though?
What about the people?
I'm saying that final moment is not good for them. It didn't end okay.
Everything always ends up okay in the universe, okay?
But not person to person.
No.
Okay, that's all I'm saying. Person to person. I don't think everything does always end up okay.
People always get over everything. Or get through everything.
I don't know. I mean, like if you're hit by a bus, I don't think you get through that.
I mean, if you're dead, you can't get through death, but like...
But I'm just saying, it's different when you're 99 and you just go away. Then if you step off the curb, you're going to work and you're plowed by a truck.
But like, obviously your family is going to be upset, but eventually they'll be okay.
They'll be okay, but you're gone.
I didn't say I'll be okay in the end. I didn't say, like, people will always be, just everything always turns out fine in the end.
Well, we hope, but I don't know if it does.
Everything moves on.
Well, when somebody goes, like, I don't think, like, I'll tell you an example, the death of a child, like, if you had a child, if a child dies, I've interviewed a lot of people who've had children die, and they say they never get over it. They get, they function, but they never get over it.
You get through it.
I don't think you do, because that's unnatural. You don't ever expect a child to die before you.
Well, I don't think anybody expects to die, period. Everybody knows they're going to die, but you could be 150 years old, and you could go to sleep and guarantee you think you're going to wake up tomorrow.
Well, you do, but you probably won't.
Yeah, but like that's the point.
Right, but I'm saying that I think living on Earth can be very bad for some people. That's why we have suicides.
I don't know that suicide has so much to do with, like, how much does suicide have to do with outside, like, input?
I think it's person to person.
I think more suicides have to do with mental illness than, like, actual outside input caused by something.
Could be. But I think a lot of suicides are impulsive. Something bad happens and you react and, maybe if you just waited a little longer, it would have gotten better.
I mean, I would agree. But, I mean, I don't know. I think the portion of like, that kind is definitely lower than just the, like, I'd say the majority are just, like, mental health issues.
Now, we're going to take a quick break here. We're going to come back with the second half of this episode, but if you want to get the Buckeyes, they are $5 a dozen. Go to Facebook, look up Rebecca Morgan, Marion, Ohio, send her a message, and get your Buckeyes and help support a very, very, very good cause. We'll be back in just a minute. Hey, Scott Spears back here with Matt Morgan. It is Scott Spears Now, and we are having a great time. Remember, Matt is on every Friday night, 8:15 to 10 p.m., along with Carrington Nelson and Sean Kraft on Friday Night Live, which you can get on the free TuneIn app. Just download it on any mobile device, search WGH Talk, and you can listen to us as it happens. Or go to the website, WWGH1071.com, and you can listen live. And go to the program archives page, and you can see, or listen, to past episodes. Go to YouTube to get past episodes of this program. We've got Chad Clark, we've got Glenn Coble, we've got the voice Roger Houston, we've got the Little Brown Jug, we've got Mary Ellen Withrow, we've got people galore on this program, and all the episodes of The Exchange with Carrington Nelson right here on YouTube. So check it out. Now, Matt, how do you think The Exchange on television is going, and how is it different from the radio version of The Exchange that we do on Friday morning with Pastor Craig and Sean?
I think it's going well. I mean, I don't have, like, I haven't looked at the numbers or anything, but, like, I think it's going well. I mean, I know I was told that all the numbers, like, add up, so, like, when we post a new one, they'll watch it, and then all the other numbers raise as well.
They go and look at the past episodes, which is a great thing. Now, how is it different, radio versus television? Radio's live. That's different.
I mean, it's just different because, I mean, obviously there's a camera, there's visuals, but I feel like on the Friday night, the exchange, this exchange is more, I feel this exchange is more along the lines of the Friday night than the Exchange Club on the radio. I think this exchange has just more, like, I don't want to say more fun, because there's fun on the other one too, just more non-serious issues. This is more for fun, but the Exchange Club on the radio is actually, I feel like, more topic-based.
Right, this is more of a collage of what's going on, pop culture, I would say. Now, when you look on the whole, what have you heard feedback-wise? Because I know you know people who listen on radio and have watched the program on television. What's the feedback you get?
I don't think anybody I know watches the Exchange Club.
Well, that's terrible.
I mean, to be fair, I don't know that they know that they're out there.
You got to promote that.
I probably should tell them.
Yeah.
They listen to the radio shows, so.
And what's the feedback there?
On the radio, they love the radio. My grandma especially loved when Opal called.
Oh!
They wished me happy birthday.
Well, you had your big birthday show. I haven't even talked to you since then. You had your big birthday show on Friday night, and we surprised you. Emily and Maddie came in, Landon, and that was a surprise with pumpkin pie and whipped cream. And Opal called in and sang happy birthday to you. How was the birthday show?
It was good. I enjoyed it. Probably the closest thing to a birthday party I've had in a while.
So where does it rank in your 20 birthdays?
I don't know. I don't remember many birthdays. I feel like all my birthdays were kind of boring. They're all just...
So this one was really...
Yeah, probably.
Big time. Now, when Opal called in and sang that to you, what was your grandma's reaction? What was your reaction? Now tell people who Opal Covey is, first of all. By the way, you can get that episode here on YouTube. Opal Covey, Scott Spears. That's a humdinger.
Opal Covey is a former candidate for the mayor of Toledo. Yeah, mayor of Toledo, and she ran like 5 times or something along those lines. She's a funny person.
Now, why do you like her? For weeks you were saying, have her back on, have her back on, have her back on.
She's just funny.
So when I go to the phone and she's saying happy birthday to you, how was that for you?
It was it was funny, especially. I mean, I wasn't ready for it, and
How could you be?
I don't know, especially when she added in the second verse.
Yeah, she added verses to happy birthday. That's how fun that was.
It was good. But my brother said that he was sitting in the living room watching TV, and then my grandma just came out of her bedroom with her phone just dying because Opal was singing happy birthday.
It was a classic moment. It was a classic moment in radio.
I think so.
Now what about Emily and Maddie showing up?
That was kind of interesting. I was just on the way here, and then I just got a message from Emily saying, "Hey, what's the address to the radio station? We just kind of want to show up." And I was like, "Okay." So I gave them the address, and then, they got here.
You know that was pre-planned.
Yeah, now I do.
We had all worked that out. That they were going to come and bring pumpkin pie, and we pulled that over you. You had no idea anything was going to happen that night.
I did not know.
Usually it's hard to surprise people. But we got you on all accounts. Emily, Maddie, Opal, the whole thing.
Well, I think that I think the more you add to it, the harder it becomes to surprise somebody.
Well, that was an operation.
I think the hardest part of the operation had to be getting Opal to limit to the happy birthday song.
Well, listen, that I had to call her off the air that day was a whole little episode in and of to itself. So let me tell you, it took work.
Fair.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I appreciate it. It was good.
Well, one of memorable moments that night. And I thought Maddie did a tremendous job. Showed up, had never been here before, had never been on the radio before. And she came in and she was just right there.
Threw, what's-his-face under the bus?
Who did she throw under the bus? I forgot. The shows only stay in there about a day.
Her ex-boyfriend. Can't think of it.
Oh, yes, her ex-boyfriend, Nate.
Yeah, Nate.
Yeah, she called him a clown.
Yeah.
I liked it.
I thought it was good.
That's strong. I thought that's strong material right there. You know, we're going to talk about this tonight because Carrington's been gone on vacation for a week. But we got into a whole conversation at the start of the program last week, the Friday night show. We did like 30 minutes, I don't know why, on two guys, and then Sean joined us at one point, discussing how women should dress. And it turned into one of the great segments of radio. Because there was no woman there to discuss it. So we're going to have to bring it back up. It's kind of like the bathing thing. Because we need to get Carrington's opinion on this. Because we kind of left it alone the last time she was around. But boy, that just came out of nowhere to start the show.
That was when?
Last Friday.
Last Friday?
It stemmed from a conversation 2 weeks ago. In which you and I had always wondered, because Carrington gets off work at 8 o'clock.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and she gets here at 8:15, and we know she drives fast, but she always changes her clothes. And we had always wondered, when she would leave, we'd say, wonder where she changes her clothes, because there's no way she's stopping at a bathroom or anything. So we asked her on the air 2 weeks ago, and she revealed, full out, that she changes in her car, and that she changes her pants at a stoplight, and that she changes her top at a stoplight. Now this, for a woman, I think is a problem. Now we went into great detail on this last Friday, and it's become a thing now.
I didn't know it's become a whole thing.
Well, it became a thing because then Emily came in and said no, she would never do anything like that. So it's a whole...
I mean, I don't think the majority of people would change in their car.
I mean, does it matter that it's a sports bra? That's what I don't understand. I get that it's not, nudity. I understand that. But I'm just saying, I don't know that that's a good idea. I think that's an odd look.
I think the sports bra, people just go in public wearing sports bras.
Well, I understand, but at a gym, it's okay.
Well,
not in the car.
They have to... They gotta get to the gym somehow.
Like, I saw somebody take a picture the other night, and I've noticed they take pictures. Now, you people jump on me about looking at pictures to make sure they look okay. But I saw somebody who takes a picture, and they stand the exact same way in every picture. And it just occurred to me the other night that the reason they stand that way is they're standing sideways. They're standing, which looks odd in a picture. That you're standing sideways, but you're turning your head this way. That's a pose. You're posing for the pictures.
Yeah.
But you're probably doing that because you're not comfortable with your weight, I would guess. That's why you would turn sideways.
I think if you turn sideways, it would make... I think if you turn sideways, it would make more... It would, accentuate more your, I guess if you were overweight.
So what would be the reason then to turn sideways?
It's just a pose. I don't know. People just like it.
It doesn't look good though. I've decided that I saw this picture and I said, ooh, that's strange.
To be fair, I've never saw a picture that I've really liked. Yeah, I like this angle. I don't pay much attention to pictures.
No, I don't pay much attention to them either. I'm just saying that what you notice that after a while when somebody's standing in a weird position in a picture.
I take all my pictures basically the same way.
How's that?
If the camera's pointing that way, I'll just do a thumbs up. And if it's pointing at me, I always like to shake my phone and take a picture, because then it's all kinds of blurry, and I don't know, it's just neat looking.
What is with the thumbs up? Because last night, the Friday night show promo that we all do, you and Emily and Maddie all are giving the thumbs up. What is that about?
I don't know.
What's this? What's this got to do with anything?
Just thumbs up, you know?
Yeah, but what is this? This is a thing?
Yeah.
But what kind of thing is that?
It's like, good.
I don't know. It's a little iffy, if you ask me. I mean, I don't know what this is. You know, this doesn't exactly look like we're having a tremendous time.
I mean, I like thumbs up. I give thumbs up a lot.
We used to rate movies like this. It was 2 thumbs up, go to that movie. Or a thumb and a half. Or 2 thumbs down. Siskel and Ebert.
And then what? And then it just became the star system?
They died. But they had copyrighted this.
Why?
Because they would love to put that on movie posters. Siskel and Ebert give that movie 2 thumbs up. Or, you know, they wouldn't put it in if they gave it 2 thumbs down.
Now you just put me on a whole off topic, like a whole.
Don't worry, we have no topic here right now.
So, I don't think that movie critics are genuine anymore.
You thought there was a day when they were?
Yeah, because people I think that people used to give bad reviews on things, but like now.
Oh, they did. Siskel and Ebert used to bad review a lot of things.
But like, I feel like now every time a movie comes, like I've seen so many movies that were just awful, but like all the critic reviews were just 5-star, 4-star, fantastic movie.
But don't you think if a movie doesn't show any reviews that it's probably didn't do very well?
I'd rather take. Well, I'd rather have no reviews than fake reviews. I watched the same movie they supposedly watched, and it wasn't good.
Well, you know, this is like one of those questions. Why do people like the royals?
The royals?
The royal family.
Oh, I don't.
You know, well, no, but it's been a year now since the Queen of England died.
I forgot that happened.
And now there's like commemorative magazines out about the 1-year anniversary of the death of the Queen of England. I think it's just so they could put another magazine out with her picture on it. She used to be on there weekly. Tabloids, Us Magazine, People Magazine, they put these royals on there and people just love it.
I have no clue. It's like the ones who live in America now. Apparently,
Harry and Meghan.
Apparently people keep up with them. I didn't even know they lived in America until like a few months ago.
They blew right out of England.
Do you know why?
Well, there was a whole thing where somebody in the royal family was being mean to Meghan Markle because she was American and she's partially African American, and there was a whole thing about that, and it was just big dust up.
So they just.
I said, we've had enough.
So they just.
There was word that even Harry was not going to come back for his grandmother's funeral. That's how deep it's gotten.
That's absurd.
Oh, people don't go to funerals. You know, sometimes they just say, listen, I can't stand the family. Grandma ain't there. But of course, most people's grandma is not the Queen of England.
I mean, the Queen. I think she was just on the magazines because she was the oldest living queen in like the United Kingdom history.
But people loved her. She'd been around for 70 years as queen. Think about that. 70 years.
Isn't she the longest ruling queen?
I believe so. I think she's the longest ruling royalty in British history.
I mean,
nobody's going to take that record.
Probably not.
And I think that's why people liked her. She'd been there forever.
You think it's just a familiarity thing? They just liked her because they had known her?
Well, I think she had her own way. Queen? She wore those black purses, and she'd wear those pastel outfits, and she was very proper, and she kept her family in order. You know, if one of them got out of line, she'd smack them around. You know, she really kept that family together. You know, she was there.
Is the royal family no longer together?
Well, it's been a year. I don't think they're like it was when she was around.
It's just decaying.
Well, do you hear much about King Charles? No. Not like Queen Elizabeth.
How old is King Charles now?
In his 70s. So he's not going to make.
He waited around for so long.
Well, because his mother held on to it.
He waited around for so long.
And then let's say he lives to 90. Well, then it'll go to William. William's already in his 40s. He's not going to make 70 years.
It'll be around for a while now.
But everybody loved Kate Middleton in the beginning, who is William's wife. But then when Harry married this first American, this partially African American, which had never happened in the royal family, all this attention went to Meghan and Harry and went off of Kate Middleton and William. And I think there's a little friction there.
So you think they're upset because the press isn't on them anymore, and now it's on Harry and Meghan?
Yes.
That's
because the brothers don't see eye to eye. We've seen that.
What do you get out of being like publicized?
Publicity.
Yeah, but they're part of a royal family. What do you need publicity for?
Yeah, but I don't think they like that they're paying all this attention to Harry and Meghan and not to the next king and queen of England, William and Kate.
I mean, I think it makes sense for America to pay more attention to the family who has an American now involved.
I think we just like a good dust up here in America. We love the Queen. There was movies made about her. I think one was called The Queen. There were series made about her. She's on all the magazines. We just love that whole thing. I don't know why. We don't have that thing with our people here in America.
Yeah, but they're also monarchs.
That's true.
So, I mean, that they're in there until they're not, until they pass away. So, every 4 years we put a new one in.
President.
Yeah.
Right. But I'm saying, who is royalty in America?
I think just probably a lot of artists, like Taylor Swift. You could not, you could not like Taylor Swift, and you will know who Taylor Swift is.
We have a whole thing coming up on the Exchange this week about Taylor Swift because that whole thing is just getting ridiculous. But we're going to save that.
So I think it's just people who are like the really big names. So you could probably like Michael Jordan. You don't have to watch basketball to know who he is.
But I like Taylor Swift, by the way. I just want to say that.
I do not like Taylor Swift.
I'm telling you, those Swifties will come at you. You don't want to say that.
I already did. It's too late.
She's got an army.
Yeah, apparently.
You don't want to say Carrington is a Swiftie.
I do believe when Carrington said she went to the concert, there was a whole bunch of people inside. All right, obviously, because that's where the concert was. But then there's also just a whole bunch of people who didn't buy tickets that stood outside the stadium because you could hear Taylor Swift singing. So there was just a whole bunch of people out in the parking lot just screaming at the top of their lungs the lyrics.
And tickets cost $1 billion. Now tell me anybody who can do that but her right now.
I'm telling you, it's a cult.
Yeah, but tell me somebody in the entertainment industry who can do that. Nobody.
Well,
I don't think anybody in the history of entertainment could do that.
I don't know.
I mean, we've had Michael Jackson. He had fans, but nothing like that. We had Elvis.
What do you mean? Michael Jackson, I watched this video, and I'm not a big fan of Michael Jackson.
I was alive.
Okay, but
I remember how it was.
Michael Jackson...
A lot of people didn't like Michael Jackson.
He used to just pop up on stage, and then stand there, silent, and just stare at the audience.
Yeah, but he...
And then he'd just look, and every time he'd look in any direction, the direction that he'd look in, they would just go insane. And he didn't have to do anything, and people loved him.
Yeah, but
he just stood there and stared.
He was a bit eccentric, and everybody always knew it. He held babies out windows and wore face masks before people were wearing those things. And
held babies out windows.
He did. He held his baby out the window, and people were like, "What are you doing, Michael?"
What?
Yeah, look for the picture. He holds his baby right off the balcony. They don't know what he's doing. And then there was a whole trial for child molestation. Now, we've all kind of papered over that now since he's dead. But there was a whole thing.
Well, I don't think that we've papered over it. I think everybody...
Oh, that was a big trial.
I think everybody either thinks that he is or knows that there was a court case.
So there was that. And then there was the fact that he lived at Neverland Ranch with the Elephant Man. And he was just a weird fellow. We just, his skin color, which apparently he had vitiligo, but it was a whole thing. And then got the plastic surgery done. There was a lot of stuff going on with Michael Jackson. And then you had Elvis and his weird outfits and drug addiction, and he dies on the toilet. That's not where you want to die. So, you know, he was kind of eccentric in his day. He really didn't have the popularity that Michael Jackson... Well, he had the Michael Jackson popularity, but certainly not the Taylor Swift popularity. And then you had the Beatles, but they were together such a short time before they got busted up. The Beatles are probably the closest thing to Taylor Swift. People would scream and yell, and they could play Shea Stadium, and it was something.
I can't verify because I wasn't around during the time period of, like,
well, you weren't around during the Michael Jackson era.
But my mom said that when, I do believe the Backstreet Boys, she said, broke up, that they were just people just crying.
Oh, that was no Taylor Swift.
I mean...
Let me tell you, I saw that whole era. The Backstreet Boys and what was everybody had a band. NSYNC, 98 Degrees, and then you had Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera. There was no Taylor Swift there. No. This girl, everything she touches turns to gold. She can tell people to do anything and they do it. That's what I'm saying. That's what I've never seen before. We've had people who could sell tickets. Elvis, Michael Jackson, the Beatles. They could sell tickets. I went to a Britney Spears concert at the height of her popularity.
Why?
Well, she was big. She sold out Nationwide Arena. She had a yellow snake. It rained in there.
You said she had a yellow snake?
She had a yellow snake on the stage.
Interesting.
It was okay. But, you know, they were fads. Taylor Swift, for some reason, is not a fad.
I don't know. I just don't...
They came and they went. They came and they went. Even that goofball from the internet. What's his name? Justin Bieber. Where is he today?
I think Justin Bieber... See, the issue is Justin Bieber's music was really popular when he was a child. Like, when he was a child, he was making, like, world-famous music. And then he grew out of it, and his voice changed, and now his music's not good. To be fair, I don't think it was ever good.
I think there was just a vacuum created because there was nobody of great popularity. And then here came Taylor Swift, and boy, did she fill the vacuum.
Oh, I think there are a lot of people who like Kanye West. I don't know anybody who likes Kanye West, but the people who like Kanye West, they love Kanye. Kanye could release an album that just has like 2 chords and nothing else, the entire album, like not even lyrics, and people would eat it.
No, because I remember during Hurricane Katrina when he said George Bush doesn't like black people. Now see, that was controversy.
Kanye West has...
And then he jumped... Remember when he went after Taylor Swift? That got him in all kinds of trouble. He had to apologize. When he jumped up on the stage during the VMA Awards when she won for Best Video, and he thought Beyonce should have won, and boy, he had to go on Jay Leno and apologize for that. See, because he got in Taylor Swift's space.
I think that's more so because, like, she won an award, and then he hopped up on stage and was like, hey, no, she shouldn't have won that award.
Bad timing. You don't want to do that.
I don't think there's ever a good time to pop up on stage and say, hey, I don't think she deserves the award. She won the award, just give it up.
Yeah, but why would you do that?
Kanye's always been goofy.
That's right. Say he's no Taylor Swift. He can't cultivate people like she can.
Maybe not as many, but like I said, the people who like Kanye love Kanye.
What was the song he wrote? Was it Gone? Or something like that. But remember years ago there was a girl who quit her job. And she was like worked third shift. And she did a video of her quitting to that song. And it's one of the funniest videos I've ever seen. For some reason that sticks in my head.
I think the only good song Kanye ever made was Heartless. And I think that song explains why he is how he is now.
Just go to YouTube and search "Girl Quitting Job" to Kanye West song. It's hilarious. It's so funny because she's basically telling these people, "You've overworked me, and I'm out of here." And it's brilliant. That girl, I thought at the time she should have went on to bigger things. Who quit her job like that? Do you think you should leave a job on good terms or do that?
I'd always say leave on good terms. You don't want to burn bridges. More connections is
She burned her bridges.
More connections is always better than less connections.
Yeah, but she burned her bridge.
That's probably not the best idea.
I don't think she cared.
Apparently not.
She said, I'm out of here. To the Kanye West video. But then it went viral, and then everybody saw it. So it helped her out, I think. I think she ended up getting another job pretty quickly.
I don't know. I don't know where she worked, but like, say I did that at Kroger, and then I tried to go work at Walmart, but I had a video where I had just hated on Kroger, and it went, like, viral. Do you think I, as Walmart, would want to hire me knowing that I made a viral video hating on Kroger?
Criticism is never a good look. Words to live by. You never want to leave on bad terms. You always want to go to the people and let them know what's going on. That will always work better. Then if they fire you, that's on them.
I mean, I don't know. I think if you don't want to do the job, I wouldn't be doing the job.
Yeah, but you don't know what you want to do in 10 years. You might want to go back.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, but if I hated that place, so I left, why would I want to go back to a place that I already hate?
Well, because you hate them at the time. But then all ends well in the end, so you forgive them, and then 10 years later, maybe you want to go back. But if you leave on bad terms, you can't go back.
I think after 10 years, they would probably rehire somebody.
Well, no, people hold grudges. Why don't you like college football when it's pretty much the same thing that NFL is?
They have different rules.
They have doctors. College football has doctors. If somebody can't medically play, they say stop. You can't play anymore.
They're also not getting paid. It's not a profession to them. Well, I mean, I guess it is now because they signed the NIL deals.
And I'm not sure if that's good or not.
I don't think it is. I think it's bad for football.
Could be.
I think when you...
Bad for college football.
I think when you give a whole bunch of people who would be like 18... I think when you give 18-year-olds sponsorship deals that make them make more money than coaches... It doesn't make much sense for a player who already makes, say, $1 million a year in sponsorships to listen to a coach who gets paid like $280-something thousand.
Well, I think that's debatable. But what is not debatable is we're coming to the end of this episode. This has been fun. We've kind of did a little hodgepodge here today, which has been fun. It's basically what we do on Friday morning. You're also on Friday morning from 10:15 to 11 a.m., 8:15 to 9 a.m., and then also on the Exchange Club from 12:15 to 1 p.m., and then Friday night, 8:15 into 10 p.m. So you got to just catch it when it's on here on WGH Talk. Download the TuneIn app, absolutely free on any mobile device, or go to the website, wwgh1071.com. For Matt Morgan, this is Scott Spears, heading for the dugout.